This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. Hundreds of homes are still without power after strong winds ripped through central Otago and Queenstown yesterday. Strong gusts of wind and heavy rain left about 4,500 homes and businesses in the region without power last night, with over 400 still without power today. Emergency services were stretched reacting to multiple incidents across the region last night after trees and power lines fell, blocking several roads and causing traffic to back up. Police say there were nearly 30 wind-related calls received during the event. The destructive weather hit Alexandra first before making its way to Queenstown, Wanaka and Lake Hawea. Meanwhile, eager surfers made the most of the severe weather conditions in Queenstown yesterday as the furious gusts of wind created rideable waves on Lake Wakatipu. The group of surfers were captured on film taking to the choppy waters near Fernhill by Queenstown resident Lydia Clark. One of the surfers says he knew the waves were going to be big and boosted down there in his car with a group of friends. She says the extreme weather came through for the group, providing the good stuff for them to take advantage of. Staying with Queenstown, the local mayor is lobbying for new direct bus services to ease the resort's traffic woes. Jim Bolt is hoping the new year will also bring new routes, including direct services to Lake Hayes Estate and Arrowtown.
Traffic congestion in Queenstown, a familiar sight and a growing source of frustration for locals. Motorists around the resort are facing increasing traffic delays, with some saying it can take 50 minutes to drive less than 20 kilometres. Mayor Jim Bolt says new direct bus services could help ease their traffic woes.
The main thing we're pushing for in the short term is more services between Lake Hayes Estate, Shot Oak Country and Queenstown directly.
He says that would reduce traffic along Ladies Mile and the Frankton roundabouts. The council's put in requests with its Otago Regional Council counterparts who run the resort's bus service.
They're looking at their options to provide those services at the present time. I'm very sure that they're as keen as we are to see additional people riding on the buses. We expect to hear back from them in the short term.
Roadworks at the Tucker Beach Road intersection caused significant delays in the latter part of last year, adding up to 40 minutes to travel times from outer suburbs into town. Bolt says the need for new services is absolutely pressing.
Ladies Mile isn't too bad at the present time with school holidays on, but I strongly suspect about the end of this month we'll go back to those enormous queues that we had in the latter part of last year.
The Otago Regional Council hasn't responded yet, but Bolt has a plea for residents. If the new direct bus services are provided, it's up to the public to use them. In Queenstown, the South Today.
A submerged car salvaged from the Otago Harbour today may have been stolen. Emergency services were called to the Vauxhall Yacht Club this morning after reports a car was underwater off the boat ramp, with only the top of its roof showing. Police and ambulance were already in attendance when they arrived. A police officer delved into the water to check the vehicle, but no one was found inside. The Honda HR-V was then pulled out to the water's edge at the bottom of the boat ramp to await a tow truck. Police say the car may have been stolen as the registered owner is on holiday and the vehicle is supposed to be parked in St Kilda. New ramp access for the Hawea River Swing Bridge is a personal journey for one of the committee members. Simon Henderson reports from Albertown.
After an accident left him in a wheelchair, Jeff Wilson has been helping increase access for all as part of the Upper Clutha Tracks Trust.
2005, fell out of a tree and broke my spine at T12 in the middle of my back. So I've always lived in Wanaka for 50 years and loved the things it has to offer: skied, tramped, biked, kayaked, all those things. So I just wanted to get back and maybe try and give back to a degree that and help in a way. I've never always been pretty much doing my own thing, but it's nice to see other people enjoying the things that you've been struggled to.
A new ramp at the Hawea River Swing Bridge is the latest project for the Trust.
And we've done a bit of work on tracks with taking out stiles and just putting in chicanes and making it more accessible for everybody. And as you can see, little kids like this have been going past this morning would struggle with lifting the bikes over stiles and pushing them upstairs. So I just think it makes it more accessible, and prams and older people with e-bikes.
Simon Henderson for the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today. Thousands of hours of community work pay off as a 3-kilometre walkway is constructed in Rakaia, and a Waitati Art Gallery is holding an event that may just be your cup of tea.
Need to rent an EFTPOS? Whether it's just a week or the whole season, maybe a pop-up store, a concert or event, Anything's POS have equipment available to suit your needs for retail and hospitality with local support. To rent, lease or buy, contact Anything's POS.
Step into Shop on Carroll and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
I just like it. It's something that you can see the fruits of your own labour. You put it right now, you don't have as much to do at Christmas. If you come see me, Derek, in the garden department, then we get it done right.
Welcome back. The Otago Tairi AMP Society will again not hold any cattle classes at this month's show due to Mycoplasma bovis. The Society cancelled its cattle classes last year. This year's show is set to be held at Mosgiel on Saturday. The North Otago AMP Association says it has procedures and precautions in place to protect cattle entries from the disease. Its annual show is being held in Oamaru next month. Earlier this week, the Southland AMP Association announced it will be judging its cattle entries on farm. The Mid-Canterbury community of Rakaia have got together to construct a 3-kilometre walkway along the nearby River Terrace. Thousands of hours of community effort have gone into completing the 2-metre wide gravel track, which is suitable for walkers, runners and anyone pushing a buggy. Memorial seats and quirky sculptures have also been erected along the scenic route. A big garden has also been created at the start of the walkway near Rakaia village. Now planted in a mixture of native and exotic plants, the site was covered in wild gorse and broom until recently. The resulting garden was a finalist in the New Zealand Gardener of the Year competition. A Waititi art gallery and a local arts aficionado have joined forces to hold an inaugural event based around ceramic tea bowls. People are being asked to create tea bowls which are either along traditional lines or more modern, and there's prize money in both categories.
The art of ceramics and the art of tea have gone hand in hand for many centuries in various cultures around the world. Now a new competition hopes to spur nationwide interest from either amateur or professional ceramic artists to create their version of the perfect morning tea bowl.
In collaboration with a good friend of mine, Marshall Seifert, who lives locally, he's come to me with the idea of asking the New Zealand potters and ceramicists to produce tea bowls.
Gallery owner Louise Burnside says that those submitting work can either go along traditional lines or present a new take on what the tea bowl could look like.
There's traditional and originality, and there's a prize being offered for both those categories. We're not sure how many people will submit work, but we're hoping lots and lots and lots take up this challenge.
Her gallery is brimming inside and out with art in many media and styles, and she's pleased to be doing this competition with Marshall Seifert, as it's just one of the areas of the arts which he's passionate about.
Hence his collection that he already has, and I'm very passionate about ceramics. I like to fill my gallery here with lots of different artists' work, but ceramics have always been my passion.
Burnside says it's open to potters and ceramicists of all skill levels and abilities, and she's looking forward to seeing what arrives at the gallery.
That'll be so exciting to see what comes in. I would like to see things from, professional potters from all around New Zealand, up and down the country, who obviously might hear about this. I hope they do. And then other local people who may not have done much ceramic work in the past or want to try it.
Those wanting to enter the competition need to have their finished bowls to Waitati's gallery on Blueskin by Thursday, March the 14th. In Waitati, the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, New Zealand just misses the cut as 4 nations qualify for March's World Curling Championship, and a local Wanaka woman goes into bat for a lesser known sport. So stay with us.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren. His Garador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
It's always really satisfying when a customer comes back after doing a purchase of outdoor furniture and knowing that we've got it done right.
Need to rent an FPOS? Whether it's just a week or the whole season, maybe a pop-up store, a concert or event, Anything's POS have equipment available to suit your needs for retail and hospitality with local support. To rent, lease or buy, contact Anything's POS. Most of us have spots on our skin. That's quite normal. Finding skin cancer as early as possible is key to successful treatment. Book in for a free check of 1 to 2 moles or a comprehensive full body check with the Mole Doctor in Waverley.
Step into Shop on Carrot and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Thanks for staying with us. 4 nations have booked their spots for March's World Championship events on the final day of the inaugural World Curling Qualification event in Naseby. And while there were no New Zealanders in action, the Naseby faithful remained engrossed during the playoff matchups.
Finland and Hungary battling it out for the final spot at the upcoming World Championships at the inaugural World Curling Qualification event in Naseby. The Finnish women stealing 5 ends as they cruised to an 8-1 win to qualify for the World Champs along with China.
Yeah, it felt really good to play and I think everyone played really well in my team and yeah, it just happened.
In the men's event, the highly touted South Korean outfit proved too good for second qualifier England. That saw the English take on the Netherlands in the afternoon session. Both sides initially went tit for tat. The fourth end proved to be the difference, the Dutch registering 3 points to guide them to an 8-5 triumph.
It's of course amazing to get to the Worlds, but it's also really important for us to show that in this field that we're definitely one of the top competitors. Yeah. And yeah, we're going to go to the Worlds and try and show that in that field we're even competing as well.
And while the New Zealand teams failed to make it to the last day of qualifying, New Zealand curling chairman Sam Inder says all the teams enjoyed their time in Naseby.
We have a pretty relaxed approach to it all. I mean, there's a certain level we have to adhere to, but New Zealand's attitude is you enjoy your time with us and competitive on the ice and enjoy your time off the ice.
The Women's World Championship is set to be held in Denmark in March, while the men's is scheduled a week later in Canada. In Naseby, the South Today.
Wanaka is well known for winter sports, but a local woman is keen to increase options in the summer and is championing the inaugural swing behind a softball competition in the town.
A new club for Wanaka aims to boost summer sports in the region. Wanaka Softball co-president Paula Haig says they have big plans for the club.
We're looking at membership and funding to buy the equipment. I'd like to focus a lot on getting this involved in the schools and getting the summer sport up and running for the kids in Wanaka. Team sports for winter is fantastic. We've got netball, we've got rugby, we've got soccer, and that is just, you know, it's huge. When it comes to our summer sports though, I think for Wanaka personally, we're very limited in team sports, hence why I come up with the idea of trying to get softball up and running. That I know of, we've got cricket, which is another great team sport, but again I don't know if it has such a big following either. So it's just trying to build everything up in Wanaka. And Wanaka's never had softball. or T-ball, that's what it is for the lilies. So we've never had that I know of, and I've been around a little while.
Simon Henderson for the South Today.
And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Phil Somerville. You've got a lovely photo for us there.
This is a lovely photo looking over Port Chalmers with a cruise ship in the background. This is about a gentleman who's had 50 years at the port, a long, long time, working through the ranks. All sorts of little stories. Apparently, in his early days, he used to have to go and buy pies for the foreman every day. They cost, I think, 11 pence each, something like that.
And have some fantastic stories to share.
Nice little story. The Dunedin City Council draft annual plan details out today, late this afternoon. I haven't seen them yet, but they normally include the size of the proposed rate increase. Probably won't be small. Increases in debt and other priorities for the council. The annual plan is where the councillors can decide what's coming, what the parameters are for the next year for the staff and for the spending. So it's a very important document for the council and for ratepayers and citizens in Dunedin.
Yeah, there'll be some very interested people watching that.
Yes, indeed. Now the weather, we're looking at the weather next week. Summer's supposed to hit with a vengeance, in Central in particular, several days in Alexandra, and also Wanaka expected to be over 30 degrees, and we know what that'll mean for fire risks, especially with so much rain earlier in the summer and spring. There's lots of growth and lots of stuff to burn.
At least it's coming though.
It's there, yeah. Well, that's right. And if they're nor'westers, it should be pleasant in Dunedin too. We shouldn't get too much coastal cloud or whatever. So we look forward to that. It probably means rain in the mountains, however, or certainly on the west coast. The big storm that hit Central late last night, lots of aftermath items. Narrow escapes. One tree narrowly missed a house. Even more spectacularly, there's a story of someone who got out from his truck to look at a bridge, and while he was out of a truck, a tree fell and crushed his truck. So that
He'll
was
be
a bit
taking
scary.
a lotto ticket.
He should be, shouldn't he?
Yeah,
it's been his
definitely.
lucky day. There's still houses without power, and there's still some upset in Glenorchy. They were hoping that alternative arrangements for their power and generators would work. Because of certain lines being down, they didn't, and Glenorchy was out of power for a long time. I thought I should also mention in tomorrow's paper the opinion page. It's usually all sorts of interesting reading, and tomorrow is, well, it was Joe Bennett today, wasn't it? Tomorrow is Chris Trotter, and he often has an interesting take on things. Don't always agree with him, but he's quite provocative and has insights that make you think, I wonder where that came from.
But it's good to stir up debate, so you'll be able to catch all of that and see what you think of Chris Trotter's opinion page tomorrow. And now it's time for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Starting with today's southern view of clouds over Waitati's main drag. Looking at the situation, an anticyclone brings fine weather for a few days, but a front will approach on Saturday night with some rain in western areas. And starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect cloudy skies and highs of 19 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson and Blenheim are expecting grey skies with 23 degrees for Nelson and 22 for Blenheim. Plan for a cloudy day in Canterbury with 19 degrees for Kaikoura, 20 in Christchurch and Ashburton. In the southern centres, light westerly, some cloud are the order of the day. The Catlins, Balclutha, Lumsden and Gore are all expecting 17-degree highs. And light winds and mostly fine conditions are due in central Otago, where it should be 22 in Wanaka, 21 in Queenstown and Alexandra, while Tiana has light westerlies and 17 degrees with some cloud. Looking at the northern towns, Timaru and Oamaru are in for variable winds, mostly cloudy, a high of 18 for Timaru and 17 for Oamaru. Further inland, Marama and Twizel are due to have light winds, clear skies, and 22 for Twizel and 23 for Marama. In Dunedin, mostly cloudy tonight with southwesterlies with an overnight low of 9. Mostly cloudy tomorrow with a few late afternoon showers possible, southwesterlies drying out, a high of 15 and a low of 10 degrees. Maro on Saturday with sunny periods and some cloud. Expect moderate northeasterlies, looking at a high of 19 and a low of 11. And in Invercargill, becoming fine tonight with the southwesterlies dying out and an overnight low of 5. It's going to be mostly fine and sunny tomorrow with light winds, a low of 11 and a high of 18. And northwesterlies freshen on Saturday with high cloud increasing. Expect some showers at night with gusty winds, a predicted top temperature of 19 degrees and a low of 13. And that's all for our news this Thursday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz, channel39.co.nz and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.